Hello, this is Natalie, the Vintage Cross Stitch Niche, bringing you another video. Today's video is going to be about the triumph of victory. How did that go in the 70s? And the whatever of defeat. Oh. Anyway, if anybody is from the 1970s, you'll remember ABC Sports that did shows in the 70s when I was a kid, and they had this video they always played of somebody winning and then somebody losing, and the guy that was the loser fell when he was going down a mountain skiing. Anyway, that's one of those things. So it is a beautiful Saturday here in Florida. It is a sunny Saturday, the first sunny Saturday we've had in a while. So it's nice and quiet in my house. I usually at the beginning go over what we're going to show for the video. First thing will be a finish. Then I'm going to show you the great mistake that I made and how I'm going to rectify it. Then I'm going to show you some stash, new stash, and some upgraded stash, meaning some things I've kitted up. What else do I have? I have some new acquisitions. I'm going to show you my craft room. I've had a few requests for that. Actually, I'm going to go over what people have asked for on my page in terms of ideas for the video. I'm going to try to read a Christmas Carol, and maybe if we have time, I don't see why not, I just pulled out a random punch needle and primitive stitcher to show you some designs from here. These older ones are sort of available, sort of not. A lot of them are some of them are out of print, but you can find them on eBay, Etsy, Stash Unload, and other places. So let's begin. First off, I was at the Cross Stitch Cupboard last weekend, and I was hoping to pick up my big framed piece, BG 1874, but it wasn't ready, so it is what it is. So hopefully that'll be ready soon. I did drop off a piece, the Ode to Abigail, Salute to Abigail, excuse me, piece with a piece of fabric to be made into a nice big pillow, and hopefully that's done soon. What a beautiful day it is. I see my husband working on our boat out there. I always start with the finishes. This is Stacy Nash's Primitives Merry Christmas pin keep. I bought this kitted up from the Country Sampler, and the reason I bought it kitted up is it came with this, which I don't know where they got it. It's little mini garland, but it's got a vintage look to it. It's got an aged look to it, and I said I'm never going to find that, and so I bought it from them. The fabric is my own fabric. This fabric is called, what did I call this? Oh, Tea with Rudolph. And it's tea and coffee dyed, as well as it's got some splotches of green. So this is now finished. Here you go. I believe this was, hold on, I believe this was 30 count. Let's hold this up so you can see it. In fact, I know it was 30 count. It's going to look fabulous when done. This kit came with fabric, this very pretty piece of fabric. I know I showed this before. What did I just do with my, oh, here it is. So let me hold it up with the fabric and the trim. And maybe you can imagine what this pillow is going to look like. I don't see how hard this pillow is going to be. I think I'm going to try to finish it myself. In fact, why not? But I have my machine now, and this trim will be basted on afterwards anyway, so I don't think it's hard to do. I was worried that this piece of fabric wasn't big enough, but it is. It's just the right size. This is Country Redwood by Gentle Arts, the color. I'm going to show you that another color that I looked to do it in, and this was more of a cranberry red. And as you could see, I started it, but I didn't finish it. I liked the Country Redwood better on this, and also I did it just one strand for a more vintagey look, which is what I wanted. So I think this pillow will look really nice when done. And I'll have plenty of fabric left for something else. So that is Tea with Rudolph, my own fabric. Plan will be probably to sell this chart with the Tea with Rudolph fabric. I do have some trimming that's similar, but it's a different color, and I'm going to look and see if it's appropriate for this. So this is the Thrill, that's it, the Thrill of Victory. I'll show you now the Agony of Defeat. Very disappointing. First off, this is the chart by the Scarlet Letter, Mary Hutton. I absolutely love it. Okay. These are the called for silks, once again, that I absolutely loved. I'm holding things up a little longer now because it was commented that I didn't do that, so hopefully it's not too long now. And what did I do? Well, by the way, this is Weathered Barnwood or something like that by R&R Reproductions. What did I do? Well, I started this on the end, and what did I do? I didn't have enough room to finish. Then I said, okay, I'll sew a piece of fabric on and maybe cover it. Let's see if I can show you this better. And that seam, no matter what I cover it with, is not going to look right. I looked for a piece of trim to cover it with, could not find it. I tried to, just to show you, to cover it with this stitch. Just not right. Just not right. So I'm going to not finish that verse, actually. I'm going to leave it unfinished. I'm going to give this to somebody else to finish, and I'm going to say, make me a pillow. And it will be a reminder that not everything comes out perfectly. I always had issues with this fabric choice. I just didn't think it was right for this piece. So I'm not going to have enough silk to finish. I'm going to probably ask somebody for a conversion to Gloriana, because I do like Gloriana silks very, very much. They're a little variegated, a little bit of a more antique-y look to them, in my opinion. So we're going to convert this and do a different piece of fabric. The way I like to do it is first I like to get the silk conversion, and then I like to pick the fabric. And I have a big stash of fabric, so I'm sure we'll find something. How disappointing, but it's going to be a lovely pillow. It's going to be a beautiful pillow. So I'm going to give this to somebody that really is a good sewer. Maybe I'll give her some matching lace that I have, send it to her and have her finish it for me. Not the worst problem to have in the world. In the meantime, I have a number of samplers I do want to start, including one I'm going to show you, but I started this. Scattered Seed Sampler. I'm sorry, this is Scattered Seed Samplers. It's called Joy to the World. Nice, right? And it was charted for DMC. I did an overdyed conversion. Let's get these nice and neat. I'm very pleased with the conversion. The conversion is going to look perfect. Gotta turn this over so you can see all the colors. So here's your conversion. The called for fabric is actually 36 count pecan butter, which I have, but ooh, I have a needle sticking out of here. What I liked even better was vintage lentil. So this is 40 count vintage lentil by Lakeside. Can you see what I started there? It's got a little bit of a, let me see if I can put something behind it. Yeah, let me undo it, because that's going to annoy me. So here, there we go. So we started the trubes at the top. That's basically 1.5 nights work. Last night, no, about 2, yeah. Last night I couldn't stitch, I had to work late. So, this is not a very big thing. It should be done relatively quickly. And what I like is there's a lot of open space in it, and there's a lot of movement to this fabric. I was going to dye fabric, but I couldn't find. Honestly, this was so perfect that I said, no, I'm not going to dye it. I'm just going to use this piece. So once again, the stitched model and what I did. Nice, huh? And I wanted to do overdyes because our Savior deserves overdyes, the baby Jesus. Why do I have this with it? I don't know. All right, let's go over here and show some acquisitions. Number one, this just came in the mail from Amazon. Open it. There we go. These are some of those project bags I was talking about. Just to show you, these are actually even a little bigger than the other ones I have. I probably should have gotten the smaller ones, but everything you need will fit in here. In fact, let's put this in here. I'm going to put the original things. And you can really see from the outside what's in here. These are great project bags. I probably should have gotten the smaller ones. The smaller ones just fit the charts. But I got a whole bunch of these in different colors. They're very inexpensive. There's probably 50 Amazon sellers all selling the same thing. They're very durable. I've had a few of these for 3 or 4 years, and I've used them, and there's nothing wrong with them. And if they get worn, you throw them out. They're cheap. I try not to throw stuff out because I think that's not good for the environment, and so I reuse these. But they're great. So I wanted to show you that. Somebody had asked me for that. I don't remember who. Let me get this other stuff that I have. Wait till you see what I got to show you. All right. I know. I'm over here. All right. No particular order here. First off is a kit that I ordered directly from the Scarlet Letter called Rebecca Robinson. It's beautiful. I saw somebody finish this and I had to have it. It comes with all the silk, all the Versois silk, and the fabric. And the reason I got it kitted up is I do like Here's your silks. And because I do like her fabric. This very big, beautiful piece of fabric. It's a very pretty color. I don't know what fabric it is. It's stiff, which is fine with me. But I do like her fabric, so I ordered it kitted up, actually. This is 30 count. It says 30 count unbleached linen. It says our exclusive. It looks bleached to me, but this is what she included, and I think it's going to be beautiful on it. See if I can hold up the colors to it. Yeah, it's going to look real pretty. I lost one. So, once again, Rebecca Robinson. There was, what I liked about this is, let me take this out of here so you can see it better, is the flowers in the vases and also the border. Isn't that pretty? It's going to be magnificent. I'm not going to buy any more samplers to do. I'm done. I'm done with samplers because I have too many kitted up, and I need to start them and finish them, and I have. But so that is one purchase. Oh, got my bathing suit on. It's fallen off. I also bought a bunch of these charts from Calico Confectionery. This is called Oh Christmas Tree. I featured her as one of the featured designers on my group page. So I took this to the cross stitch cupboard, and I actually bought this linen. It's called Petite Point linen. And I'm not going to do an overdyed conversion because I think these primary colors, these real bright primary colors, are going to look fabulous on this linen. Isn't that pretty? See if I can hold them all together. It's going to be nice. It's not that big. It looks like a lot of stitching, but it's not that big. So what I do is I'll work on my sampler, and then when I get a little over samplered, I switch to a small one, finish it, and then go back to the sampler. So that's one thing I kitted up. Actually, let's put these in some of these project bags. These are the bigger ones. I don't know what I was thinking ordering these, but it'll work. So, one, two, and I like putting them all on a ring. 3. Ready to go. Okay. I can save these bags for something else. This one's also kitted up. Semi-kitted, I'm going to say. This is called a Santa Claus sampler. I'm going to use a fabric from my stash. But I did convert the red to Turkish red. She stapled this on here. Let me get that off. There we go. So this is Turkish red, which I think is the perfect red for this. Can you see it? I can never tell anymore, May. There you go. Turkish red. I'm going to leave it in the bag because I'm going to put this in my pile of stuff that needs linen or needs floss. I have a semi-kitted pile. This goes in the semi-kitted pile. Now we have Molly Bean Christmas Sampler. This one also needs fabric. It's going to be one of my own fabrics for this because it's that prim. The Humble Stitcher was another one. Another designer that I featured. And I picked Country Redwood. Her initial suggested color is red copper. And I picked Country Redwood. Can you see it? I hope that it's coming out good, the color. It looks sort of, here you go, Country Redwood. I think it's going to be perfect. So this one needs, this is a pretty thick bag it came in, so this one actually needs some fabric. Okay, and this will be done on my own fabric for sure. In fact, I'm going to make a Halloween fabric. Well, no, not for that one, but for this one. This is Halloween Sampler, also by the Humble Stitcher. Like I said, another designer that I featured. Her colors are suggested are black and gold and brown by DMC, and I converted it to cast iron skillet and sarsaparilla. This is going to look awesome. Aren't those pretty colors? I really like them. So I'm going to try to make a Halloween fabric. I might do that later today. I do want to actually stitch today, so that would be nice. Okay. This is another one of the Calico Confectionery called All Is Calm. Very mid-century modern looking. You see it? All is calm. This is actually just done on white Aida. I picked this linen, which I don't know the name of it. It's called Sparkle Belfast. It's 32 count. I think it's awesome. And I did an over-dyed conversion. It has four colors, so I did emerald, holly, Louisiana hot sauce, and parchment as my four colors. Okay, let's get them let's put them on the linen so you can see what it's going to look like. Oh man, I wish I could be better at holding this up. There you go. I got to get closer to the screen because I can't see very well. And I want to make sure the colors are showing up the way they should. There you go. So imagine all is bright. On this, once again, it's small. This is very small. It's going to look awesome. I bought this in 32 count because that's what she had. It wasn't very expensive. The piece to do this was $9. 14 by 10. Okay. This one will go into a project bag. Since it's ready to go. Like I said, you can see what's going on through these project bags. That's what I like. Okay, that one's done. And finally, this reproduction sampler is called Unfinished by Homespun Elegance. My feeling is that this photograph probably doesn't do it justice. It's unbelievably nice. I love it. There's another photograph on the other side. I guess it's the same photograph, maybe a little different tint. And this is initially done in DMC. This is not a new chart, although it could be. I love how it's unfinished. I just thought it's great. I did a conversion. We've got wasabi, root beer float, rosy glow, secret garden, palomino, persimmon, espresso bean, rose petal, nature trail, and gold. An interesting array of colors, beautiful colors. When I do my, here, just to show you. I have yet to pick fabric for this. This is, the fabric is going to make this because there's so much empty space on this that you really want your fabric to be part of your sampler. I think I'm going to make a piece of my own fabric for sure for this. And I like the color it's done in on the photograph, so it's going to be close to that. Which is maybe a light dip. I pulled this out. This is a piece of my own fabric that I thought would be the right color to do this on. Obviously this piece is not big enough, but just to show you what the colors would look up against it, I think it would be very nice. This fabric is just a random scrap of fabric I made. I wish it was ironed. You can see all the lines in it, variegation. I'm just going to put this in here as an idea. See if I can reproduce that fabric. I made it initially. Okay. I think the fabric on that was a white base. Okay. I have two more I have another Calico Confectionery chart called Farmhouse Noel, which I did not kit up. But you see how it's done on paper? Well, no, it's not done on paper. This one is done on some sort of Aida, antique looking Aida. I thought this would look nice on paper. So I did not kit this one up. This just goes in my chart pile. All right. Aha! Emma Miles. Emma Miles. Where did I put that she got me? Emma Miles had something missing from the chart. It had this verse and it had these two motifs with the Adam and Eve completely missing from this chart. Now, I emailed the Scarlet Letter and I texted her on Facebook, so I messaged her and did not hear back, which was just very disappointing to me, considering a week before I had ordered an entire kit, and those kits are over $100 from her. Plus, I had ordered Emma Miles only about a month ago. So I'm a customer, and I emailed her, and she didn't email me back. I don't get it. I'm going to email her one more time to give her the benefit of the doubt. But somebody else emailed me that had the piece that sent me the missing pieces. So you know who you are. Thank you. I just received it in the mail. And in fact, here it is. The missing pieces. So I'm going to put that with Emma Miles. This one will be started this year. Probably it will be started after the Scattered Seed. This was a unicorn sampler for me. I'm not sure what fabric. It's a formal sampler. It needs a formal fabric. Once again, I have an entire conversion done by Kitten Stitcher for me. Very nice of her. Beautiful colors. So this is unkitted, but this needs fabric. And how big a piece of fabric? No, I don't. Let's see if we can figure this one out. Doesn't say. I'll have to figure it out. It doesn't look small though. It's going to bother me, so let's see if I can. Oh, here it is. It says on 40 count linen, the finished sampler will be 14 by 15. So I always add at least 3 on each side, so that's 6. So that would be 15, it's 14 3/4, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 by 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. About 22 by 19. A quarter, if I have a wide fat quarter, that would work. So we'll see. But I can't wait to start this. So I received this in the mail yesterday. I bid on this on eBay. I could not believe that nobody else bid. It was amazing. It's by Seiju. And why did I bid on this? Because of the fabric. Look at the lines on the side. I love the fabric with these lines. It looks like a vintage towel. Look what it came with. Thread and this trim. This is fabulous. I love it. I'm going to open it. Unopened, guys. This is the grand opening. Okay. Let's see what it comes with. Ah, always dropping. It comes with this beautiful band. This beautiful floss. Wow, look how cute it is. And this trim. And what does this actually make? What is this? I didn't even know what it made because I just looked at the what it came with and I said I want that. Complete kit, everything you need to make a cross-stitch linen pot. So I guess it makes like a bag. This is the bomb. I love it. Nobody bid on it. I bid on it. It was a reasonable price. It was free shipping. It's my bargain of the week. I was very pleased with this. So, I like how it came in this little plastic baggie. Do I need this? No, we can throw that out. Just gotta close it. This is ready to go. Love it. Another buy of the week was a Best Christmas Blessing by Needle Made Designs. All I can say is, wow. This looks like an antique postcard. I think the picture on the back is even better. It's brighter here. Isn't that unbelievable? It's done on vintage sand dune and Belsois. Let's see. It says the size. On 40 count, it's 7 by 4. It's not very big. I have a box. A box I think this would fit very nicely on as well. So this is great. This was my find at a thrift store. This was 75 cents. It's marked $1, but they had 25% off. And it's a Christmas keepsake, what would you call this? Bookmark. Isn't that cute? For 75 cents. Is that coming out good? Let's see. Yeah, it is. Comes with everything you need. I thought that was nice. Some Ada. I would make this on Ada because and it says quick Christmas keepsake. Little travel thing. I'm going to the Keys hopefully next month. This might be something to take with me. Maybe even do that on the boat. Okay. One more chart that I had from Calico Confectionery is Ode to Old Father Christmas. Just to show you. She has a bunch of these Father Christmas in different outfits. This one reminds me of the Russian Santa. I thought it was great. Why did I get so many of these? Well, there was free shipping if you got a certain amount. So I just got the free shipping. This isn't very big. Very cute. And look at the other things they have here, just to show you. These are done in mason jar lids. Isn't that awesome? I thought those are great. So those are charted separately, so you get 3 charts in here. These are $6, $7, $8. And look how beautiful the graphics are, thick the paper is. Don't make charts like that anymore, they're great. I had these sitting on my desk. I just cleaned off my desk, and I wanted to talk about why these were on my desk. These are on my desk as things I want to kit up, things I love. Just to show you. This is a reprint by Threads of Gold of Sarah Abraham. The reprint is not a very good reprint, but the chart is magnificent. I've seen it done. I'd love to do this. It was on my priority list. This is the on Easter Day Emma Rake. This is by Samplers Remember. This was an Attic Needlework exclusive, and I did order it from them. Once again, I saw this at their shop, not in person, but on a video, and I think it's magnificent. Praiseworthy Stitches, the Lemon Tree Sampler. Love, love, love the lemon trees. I wanted to do this one, kit this one up, get it going. Love the lemon trees, how different. I've never seen one with lemon trees in it. And I don't know if this is a reproduction sampler or just a, well, not just a, or a created sampler. A lot of little notes in here. It's a very well done, very pretty chart. It doesn't say. I'm going to assume this is a sampler she made. It's beautiful. It's got a pomegranate border and lemon trees. Can you hear that? That's my cuckoo clock. My husband got that for me at Epcot last year in Germany. I was looking at him, and every year I've been looking at him. And last year he bought it, didn't tell me, and on our way out of the park he picked it up. One more sampler I have that's I really want to do is the Plantation Sampler. This was a gift from somebody on my page. It was a gift, and I sent her back a gift because I was so happy she sent this to me. I just put a note up that said, does anybody have this to sell? I really like it, and somebody said, I have it, and I'm going to send it to you. So many people have showed this. I know a number of people have done it. It's beautiful. And there's all the animals on the bottom. I wonder if they're stitched over one. Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. And this looks like it was done on a natural linen. I don't know. Let's see. It's by Canterbury Designs. It says 27 count natural linen from Nordic Crafts done in DMC. I probably would convert this. I like the look on the natural linen though. Okay. Bought this piece of fabric, if anybody knows what it is. It's called Cottage Brown Highland. It's very soft. It was sold to me as linen. Just like big piece. Smells pretty good. Is it really linen or is it even weave is the question. This particular seller sold me something that was even weave before that I was unhappy with. I mean, she sold it as linen. It was definitely an even weave. It looked like Jobelin. And I sent it back. She was very nice about it. I did not send this one back because it's a pretty color. I don't stitch on even weave, so I may make this somebody else's. I didn't realize, I guess I didn't take it out of the package and really examine it, but it is a pretty color. I've never heard of this cottage brown color, and it's just a very pretty. All right. And finally, just some linen that I made. This one's called Santa's Tea. This is 26 count. It's sort of a thin linen. Probably white shelf. Somebody is working on this right now, a Christmas piece, not a Christmas piece, a Halloween piece, and it looks fabulous. And this piece is actually called Santa's Tea Box. Don't ask me why, maybe the red. This is a piece of random linen. I didn't name it, just made it. Threw it in the pot, didn't know what count it was. This is a piece of Ada that I threw in there, and this is sold. Somebody has now bought, and I didn't sell it for very much. It's a beautiful big piece of hand-dyed Ada with a lot of movement to it, a lot of color. In fact, I forgot to send it, so I gotta send it to her. Oh. This is a piece of linen, unknown brand, called Tea and Biscuits I had made. This is a piece of 40 count linen, unnamed, but again, I had made this recently. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this, but I love this linen. My sampler's done on this linen. That one's a striped version. So we have this linen. Okay. Sort of like to clean up before I show you guys my little hobby room. So I'll be back. I'm going to clean up. I'm back. Just a few things more that I forgot to show you before we go through the room. This is a set of brand new hand towels, 100% linen, that I bought. I bought this on eBay. And I looked, and this can be stitched on for sure, and I think to put some initials on here, our initials, would be very nice. I really do want to wash these and iron them just because they're old from somebody else's house before we stitch them and use them, but they're beautiful. So I wanted to show you that, and I wanted to show you some pins. I do collect Christmas pins, but I also buy some pins to make needle minders out of, and I sell them periodically. Pieces of. So I'm just going to show you the stuff that I recently bought, and I buy them everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. You name it, I bought a pin. Okay. So I bought this one. These are all vintage, super vintage pins that will make beautiful needle minders. Look at that one. A lot of these were made in the US. Can you imagine that needle minder? It's going to be lovely. This pin actually is broken. So a broken pin is perfect to make for a needle minder. And it's in mint condition, perfect. So that'll be a needle minder. I bought this little one. Now this is not that old. What does it say on the back? It might be actually. It says something toy company. But this is a little, I hope this comes out good. It's a, let me get out of the way. Can you see it? That's bothering me that I can't tell. It's a little sewing machine. So that'll make a cute needle minder. Here's another sewing machine pin I found. What a great needle minder that would make. I found this one. This is probably 40s or 50s. These old rhinestone pins, but look, you gotta see it. What a great needle minder. And then these came as a little pair. There's actually, one of them's a necklace and one of them's a pin. These were, let me see if I can take it off, because, this is a vintage enamel. This is definitely not contemporary. It's very well made. Can you see it? Let me take off my glasses because I can't always see either, to make sure it's coming out. Not, there we go. This is vintage enamel. It's beautiful. And let's see what else we have. This one. This is an angel. A lot of people like this one. I showed it on my page. This one, definitely old. This one, which it needs a little TLC. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I might take off the top and just use the bottom. Pretty cool, huh? This one. And then this one. I don't think this one's that old, actually. A lot of these are old. This one's not. This is not old, but this is amazing. I couldn't believe I got this. I was thinking about this would make a great for scissors. I don't know how to, I have to somehow put a different end on here for scissors. Anyway, I found those. When I make needle minders, which one, who knows. Those are cool. I found a whole bunch of these tins. Now I showed these on my other video that reproductions are made, but these are actually the real McCoy. These are old Jello molds. Aren't they great? For ornaments. And then this is the back of, these are two different ones. And I found a whole lot of those. This one also came with a little mini mold, but I don't know what you do with that. But actually, if you put one in the middle, that's pretty darn cute, but it'd have to be small. Also, a photograph would look really nice in there. I found that. I found, oh, this is great. I visited Norway. This is made by a company called Porsgrund, Norway. Wouldn't that make a great pin cushion? Look at these guys. They're amazing. This is just wonderful. I was so happy to find that. So anyway, so let's do the tour of the tour of the room, and then I'm probably going to read a little bit of Scrooge to you, not much, a little bit, and then we'll do the magazine where I put the magazine over there. All right, so let me go around to the other side. Here we go. So this house was built in the 70s, and this was her sewing room, actually. So what it's got is this really old mantle. That is a fake fireplace. As much as I wished it was a real fireplace, it is a fake fireplace. But those are 1970s logs that turn on. Maybe I'll show them to you. I mean, they're really, oh no, I have to reach around. But anyway, they turn and they're 1970s logs. So I love this fireplace mantle. It is the coolest thing ever, so it's never getting rid of it. But she was a collector of antiques, so she had tons of stuff, and I've put some pictures just to show you. That's a very young me and my husband. That's my friend Veronica. These are my kids. It's Sarah, Jessica, and Harry, and they're all adults now, but young pictures. So let's get on to the meat. Just to show you, when you walk in the room, there's this door here, these double doors, and they all were this beautiful wood color, and my husband had an idea to paint it without my permission, but to paint it white. So now I got one white door and one not white door. So this is a old sampler that I bought that I would like to get. I actually have a designer that said she'd reproduce it for me. I have to contact her. All right, so first off, this is my toolbox. My husband gave this to me for Christmas, and he filled it with tools because I'm always borrowing his. Tools, measuring tapes, you name it. That's a Hobby Lobby container, and this mess over here is actually our whips, I'm ashamed to say. It's not as bad. There's probably about 10 whips in here. It's just some of them are in bags with other things, but there's a number of whips, maybe 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, about 10. And they look a little unneat because I've kept them on the frames. This is my old ice cream bucket, and these are some of my roll of frame pieces are in here. My old measuring tape, and this is my oldest whip, which is on Ada, which one day will be finished. It's a beautiful sampler on Ada, and it will be finished. This is my little sewing table. Oh, this is off. My baby lock machine. This is my machine I bought this year that is so much easier to use than my old machine that I'm amazed. I got it from a local quilting shop, and it was, he gave me a pretty good deal on it supposedly, but I like to keep local shops in business. So when I do use it, I use it for baking pillows and making little finishes, and I did a hem on a pants, and I'm not a huge sewer. I wish I was better. I've got a bunch of scissors and things here. Those are from my dearly departed mother-in-law. They're empty. I don't know what to do with them. These are my charts that are unkitted. I showed you this. This is a little wooden container for charts. This is like a caddy, as you can see with, it's just a old sewing thing, and I've got a bunch of, in here there's a bunch of sewing stuff as well as thread. This is an old chair. It's a pin cushion, and you put your thread there, and it's got a little drawer. I had ideas of maybe finishing it with a piece of cross stitch. I don't know. I might sell it for somebody else to finish. Those are my frames, bunch of frames. My fabric is under here, and as you can see, it's in some containers, and of course I tried to label them, and there's actually finishing materials in there. I know it looks kind of messy over here, but on the wall I have my Merry Christmas, and my favorite of all time. This is by Lucy Beam, Here Lies the Ghost of Christmas Past. And this is what I made this, 2011 on Ada. Made it for my husband, Kelly, Natalie. Kelly's my husband. That was from an old kit. I have a bunch of shaker boxes and style boxes. One of them has a finish on it, as you can see. That finish is by, that chart is by Lone Elm Lane, and that particular box is by Sudbury. It's a beautiful box. In that big green one, there's a whole bunch of scrap linen. I bought this. I don't remember where I bought it, but I bought it somewhere. I've never used it. It's just an old sewing. The condition was so good that I couldn't turn it up, and the price was good. I think it's great. Oh, these are how I, let's put that back. I was going to kick it back, but, well, something behind it, a book fell. But anyway, I pulled it out to put some charts in there, but a book fell behind it. These are all my finished, kitted up charts, my magazines, my Christmas books. So I have these little containers of kitted up things to do. That is a one of those accordion things. This one was in amazing condition. It's big, it's beautiful, and I got this at an antique show locally. I was so happy to get it. This is my big pillows. My little couch in this room. People sometimes sleep over. They sleep on this couch. Got so many of these pillows, and I keep my holiday stuff out for this. Got sampler. Another little mini sampler. That came out really good. That's on my linen. This one came out on my linen. Fabulous as well. On this side, these are all my linens organized by maker. These are a bunch of those obviously nice frogs, scissor frogs, and some scissors. Here's my little cabinet for making the tags that I like to make. And my silks and overdyes. They all sit on here. I just pull these off and get what I want. These are all separated by color. Whoop. Looks a little messy because I had pulled some off and not put them back on. But I have quite a few colors. So when I do kit up, sometimes I'll pick from these colors. I use them all the time. Oh, look what happened. This guy. He's not hung right, so I'll hang him later better. That is a flea market by Blackbird Design, just to let you know. And that fabric is sewn together, which shows you can do it. It just looks good there, and it did not look good on mine. That's 3 different colors, by the way. This is by La Di Da. It's also one of my favorites. My piano. I don't play very well, but I love my piano. And sometimes I do play. This is also in my linen. As you can see, Hannah Carter. It's beautiful by Shakespeare Peddler. I've got these containers. I've got more little finishes here. This is a vintage. I'm trying to fill this one up with more Halloween and fall things. These are some boxes I have that are yet to be used for finishing. Some more finishes. I love my Hoosier cabinet. love my Hoosier cabinet. I've got cards in these drawers, and underneath I've got some containers of ribbons and all kinds of finishing things. Ribbons and some fabric, some not. A bunch of lace, it's underneath. I have some on top too in these containers. This is cute, I made this. Rust thy scissors. This is a Limoges piece. I bid on it on eBay and won it. And it's got a scissor in it. Isn't it beautiful? I didn't need it, but some pin cushions. This is that floss cabinet, machinist cabinet I bought. I've yet to put my floss in it. I might sell it because I don't know if I have room for it, and I don't know if I'm going to use it. This is miscellaneous. I know I've got project bags in one of those. I've got some fabric in another one. Some of these are empty boxes. Those are little finishing items, shoes and containers and things. What is this for? Well, this is for pouring the what do you call it? The walnut shells into a thing. I always thought this was cute. I was going to finish that for Christmas with little Christmas items if I ever get to it. Hopefully I will. I love this. I just bought this recently. I thought this was a great little basket. And this is going to be for, the charts fit perfectly in here, so I'm going to organize charts in there. So anyway, this is my craft room. On this table, these are things that need to be finished. So semi-finishes. Just some stuff, basically. All right. So let's sit down. Turn that over. Okay, so is that crooked? Yes, it is. That kind of thing drives me crazy. There we go. So now you've seen it. Anyway, more in A Christmas Carol. This is about Marley's ghost. I don't think I'm going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read part of it. Scrooge stopped at his usual tavern, took his usual table, and ate his usual melancholy dinner. No other customers greeted him, and he greeted none of them. He passed the time reading all his newspapers and checking his bank books. And when all the papers had been read and all the bank books checked, Scrooge went home to bed. Scrooge lived in an apartment that once belonged to his partner, Jacob Marley. It was a gloomy old place in a small building that was now surrounded by other larger ones. The building was such a dreary one that no one chose to live there, so the other rooms were rented out as offices. The front courtyard was dark in the fog and frosted as Scrooge entered the gate and walked to the door. As he inserted the key, his eye caught a glimpse of the large, shiny brass knocker on the door. It was the same knocker he had been seeing morning and night all those years he lived in the building, but suddenly tonight it was not a knocker. No, it was the face of Jacob Marley. But Jacob Marley is dead, thought Scrooge, frozen to the spot. My eyes must be playing tricks on me. Just because of those visitors I had this afternoon, those two men seeking charity, my thoughts returned to Marley quite by chance. Now Scrooge stared harder at the knocker. Here was Marley's face with a dismal light around it. Marley's face with ghostly spectacles raised on his ghostly forehead. Marley's face with hair blowing strangely and wildly about his head. Marley's face with eyes wide open and bulging but not moving as Scrooge stood there unable to tear his gaze from the door. The strange vision became a knocker again. Did I imagine that vision in the knocker? He asked himself with his heart thumping nervously. But since he could find no answer, Scrooge forced himself to turn the key in the lock and walk inside. Yes, he decided, he must have imagined it all. Still, before he shut the door, he looked carefully behind it, as half expected to see Marley. But there was nothing, only the screws and nuts that fastened the knocker to the door. "Pooh-pooh," cried Scrooge, slamming the door with a bang. He was angry with himself as he lit his candle and climbed the stairs to his room. So that sets the stage for the ghosts. Scrooge is just an evil old man, but even the most evil can have a turn of heart. Eventually he turns heart through repentance and good deeds. So it's not enough to say you're sorry. You need to try to do good deeds, and that's what Dickens is saying. Not yet, though, because right now he's thinking maybe it's his conscience. Maybe that's why he's thinking of Marley, because he said no to the two men asking him for money for the poor. Remember? Scrooge said, let them work in workhouses. Anyway, enough with that. So we'll continue Scrooge next time. This is getting too long, and nobody likes a long video. So I randomly picked this. If you've seen this before, then turn this off. I know I've probably showed this before, but not everybody has seen the old videos. So, Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. This is 2017 Christmas edition. These get better and better. The paper's beautiful, the charts are great, the finishes are beautiful. Vanna's now has a finishing section that's beautiful. There's more advertising of different stores. Anyway, this is by Joyce Reed, called Santa's Sleigh. Would be perfect on my linen. My linen's made for stuff like this, and I love the round that it's put in a round frame. Isn't that beautiful? And she actually says to take linen and mix it with coffee and let your linen soak. So she makes a coffee linen. She doesn't rinse her linen, though. I rinse my linen because I don't want you working on it and getting coffee on you, or I think it can't be good for the linen ultimately to have that coffee in there, but I do that. And she does this with GMC. It's beautiful. Next is Chili by Teresa Miller of Teresa's Primitive Treasures. Teresa has a Etsy shop which makes wooden wares that are absolutely beautiful. That's cute, right? And it's done on Dolphin. I think Dolphin's by, I have no idea. Dolphin. Picture This Plus, maybe? I don't know. Dolphin linen. It doesn't say. This is Singing Together by Gula Punti Antici. Gula Manfredi. Very, very, very pretty. Done on 35 count linen, Etruria Ecru by Sotema linen. I've never heard of it. This is Warm Winter Wishes by Nicole Franklin of Kanicki's. I haven't seen her recently. Haven't seen her posting any new designs or anything, but that's a lovely design. She makes this beautiful linen. It's very strongly scented. A lot of people like it, but just if you're sensitive, just to let you know, if you find it, I have a few pieces, but that's beautiful, isn't it? It's just magnificent. I'm pretty sure she did this on her own linen. Yeah, coffee stain linen. I love the finish. I love everything about this. I don't know how she finished it. Well, no, I do know how. She did it like I do it. She overturned it, but then somehow she put it on top of maybe some red felt that she also finished. It's got like this fabric underneath. I just love, I adore this piece. tremendously. And model stitch by Tammy Wilcox, it says, my loving sister. It's charted for DMC and Gentle Arts. Not a big one, just amazing. Winter Woodland Keeper by Barbara Anna, done on 28 count cream linen. If you're into foxes. Very nice. It is charted for DMC. And they made the fox into a reindeer, which I think is kind of interesting. This is Folk Angel Ornament by Nikki's Creations. Done on, I don't know what kind of linen, but charted for DMC. Done on Old England linen, which is her own, which is very pretty. Very, very pretty linen. This is Angel Pincushion Drum by Banny Didana. Beautiful finish, beautiful presentation, beautiful design. I love the trim. Absolutely fabulous. Done on weeks dyed work parchment. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. This is by Rebecca Noland of Lucy Beam. This is called Crown House, done on legacy linen by Picture This Plus. Charted with over dyes, both Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts, also with a DMC conversion. Lucy Beam has very eclectic designs. I've done a few of Lucy Beam's designs. My favorite one, the Goes to Christmas Pass, is Lucy Beam, and this is All Hallows Eve by Lucy Beam. Pretty, right? Lucy Beam. Rebecca Noland, very nice person as well. She makes project bags that are really cool. I own one. I committed to buy another, not that I need it, but this is by the Nebby Needle. This one's called 'Tis the Season Sampler, and it's done on, what is it done on? Maple Sugar by Weeks Dye Works. I've never heard of maple sugar linen, to be honest with you. I don't know. Isn't that a pretty little sampler? Let me double check that. Maple sugar? Maple sugar. No, it's not Weeks Dye Works. It's Lakeside Linens Maple Sugar, excuse me, and I own a piece of it. And it is darker than it shows. Charted for Weeks Dye Works threads and DMCs. Okay. Winter Sheep by Thistles. I think this one's actually funny. Isn't that pretty? Even if you never do 90% of these, and I've done a few of these ornaments, just looking at the pictures is enough to buy the magazine. This is Warm Greetings by the Primitive Hair. It's beautiful. I'm pretty sure it's done on her own linen. I'll double check that, but I would imagine it would be. It's done on, doesn't say, go figure. Yep, Bolin linen by the Primitive Hair. Oh, it's the Bolin linen. It's got writing. I didn't notice that. Almost done, guys. Like I said, there's also punch needle, which I'm not showing you. Unless it's something amazing, and I have to show you. This one is Stitcher's Christmas Sewing Roll by Sub Rosa. Beautiful. Charted for with Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts versus DMC. There's only 4 colors in this. Isn't it pretty? And the fabric is Vintage Country Mocha. which is why it's pretty easy to find. It's a printed linen, meaning one side is printed, it's not dyed. But stuff looks really good on it. Projects do. Okay, is that it? I think that's it. All right, this was too long, this video. So, one final thought. It's been a difficult year, right? It's been a difficult year for everybody. And I have to remind myself, because like everybody else, I lose my temper, say things I shouldn't. And if anybody's watching that I've said something that I shouldn't, I apologize. I don't mean to. Can't help myself. We all have opinions, right? I think everybody needs to be kind to each other, no matter what side of the aisle they're on. Put yourself in the other person's place, because like I said before, I said this recently, you don't know what it's like to be them. You don't know what they've been through. And try to have some empathy, even if you don't agree with what they're doing or what their opinion is. So I'm hoping to practice what I preach. Anyway, have a wonderful weekend, and please find us in the vintage cross-stitch niche. I don't do the giveaways here on these videos anymore because it's too much of a pain to find the people, and then they don't find me, and then like I said, I heard from somebody 3 months later. So sometimes I will post the video on the page and then do a giveaway on the page associated with the video. So if you're interested, just check out the page. From my home to yours, keep stitching. Thanks.